My name is David, and I'm 25 years old. I am working as a software developer in a small technology company just outside the city. I have been close to Daniel since our university years, and we've kept in touch all these years. Today's story is about an event that completely changed my life and that of his family. Don't forget to like my channel, it helps me in bringing you more genuine and interesting stories. Watch the video till the very end because this story is going to be pretty interesting. Daniel and I have been friends since quite a long time, but deep inside, I have always felt something different for his mother, Olivia. There's something about her, the energy or warmth that draws people in. Then every time I came over, I found myself talking to her more than with Daniel. She is easygoing, laughs at my jokes, and honestly, she's very beautiful. There was just something about her that I seemed not to ignore. Well, having one day off, I decided to surprise Daniel. I didn't really think it through, just grabbed the keys and left without warning. I was thinking just a fun, spontaneous visit. So, Daniel wasn't home when I got there, but Olivia answered the door, in shock to see me. Greeted me with a warm smile and chuckled. "Well, what a surprise," she said immediately, the famous smile on her face. "Daniel didn't say anything about you coming over." I smiled, rubbing the back of my neck in an attempt to be nonchalant. "I thought I'd surprise him," I replied. She laughed and stepped further inside to let me in. "Well, he's not here, but you're welcome to stay until he gets back." Just then, a heavy rain began to fall suddenly, leaving was out of the question. Olivia turned and glanced out of the window, raising an eyebrow before looking back at me. "You're not going anywhere in this weather," she said, her smile broadening. "I guess you'll just have to stay a little longer." I nodded, secretly pleased with the excuse to stay. She led me into the living room, where we settled in. The sound of rain formed a quiet, intimate atmosphere as we talked. Olivia poured me a cup of hot tea as the rain drummed against the window panes. Sitting in that cozy lounge, we talked about work and life, and, of course, a little about Daniel. Her laughter, soft and inviting, made me feel right at home. Our eyes would meet every now and then, and I felt that subtle spark between us. She was comfortable, confident, and there was an energy within her that seemed to resonate, something almost timeless. We continued talking, from one subject to the other, often more personal ones. She spoke about her younger years, past dreams, and how life had changed over the years. And I was completely enthralled, hanging on to every word. Time elapsed with the storm outside seemingly getting heavier, showing no signs of cessation. Olivia glanced at the time on the clock, then turned to me with a contemplative smile. "It looks like the weather isn't going to get better anytime soon," she said. "It's really coming down out there." I nodded, looking out the window at the downpour. "Yeah, I don't think I can make it home tonight." She nodded, her voice soft and understanding. "Well, you're welcome to stay here if you'd like. Daniel's room is just down the hall." I smiled, grateful. "Thank you, Olivia, I really appreciate it." She disappeared for a moment and came back with extra blankets, setting them down on the couch next to me. Our hands brushed for a second time, and she leaned softly toward me. "You know," she said, "this has really been a good evening. It's nice to talk, just the two of us." The words were simple, but their intent was kind, and I felt deep gratitude for this moment of sincerity and mutual understanding. Time seemed to stand still as we continued talking, savoring the warmth of the house and the tranquility created by the rain that kept falling outside. When we finally said goodnight, I went to Daniel's room lightheaded and with soothing contentment. It was a simple moment, one of those rare moments pleasing to the core of one's heart. On this stormy night, far from complication, it was just two people sharing a moment of camaraderie and human warmth. Outside, the rain continued to fall, building a soothing background to my musings. It was a feeling that I had never known, a bonding feeling, making me want to be closer to her and cherish every single moment with her. Yet, I knew how significant boundary respect is, and the complexities one must put in mind. And so, the night was over without event. I knew that whatever happened next, it was just a start to something more nurturing, deeper understanding and cherished bonding. Just as I was about to drift off to sleep, the shrill ring of the doorbell startled me awake. Frozen, my heart racing, I turned my head towards her. Surprise and panic were written on her eyes. Reality just hit us really hard. Is it him? She whispered. Yes, it's him, I said, my mind racing. We hastened to get dressed. The rustling of sheets and clothes added to the commotion. The ringing of the doorbell sounded again, this time with urgency that quickened my heartbeat. Quick, hide, she urged, her eyes wide. My eyes scanned the room for a hiding place. I slipped into the closet, pressing myself against the wall, and my heart pounding in my ears, held my breath to hear what was going on outside. Mom, are you there? I heard my friend call out as he entered the house. I thought I'd find you here, he said. She opened the living room door, composed yet unsettled. Yes, I'm here, she replied calmly, though at her core she had a storm to manage. I could see her through a small crack in the closet door, standing there, her expression betraying nothing. So much grace in such a tense moment. Did you get caught in the storm? He asked as he came in all the way. Oblivious to the mood in the house, I held my breath as I wished that I could see his face, wonder about just how much he had picked up on. Just a little downpour, she responded, her voice trembling slightly with nervousness, but it's fine. How was your day? It was good. I was hoping we could hang out. I brought some snacks from the store, he said cheerfully. I couldn't help but crack a smile at the normality of his words after what had just happened. Of course, just give me a minute, she said, turning towards the bedroom door as if she had sensed my presence. I held my breath, waiting for what would come next. Would she invite him in? Would he sense something was off? Right, I'll be right there, she replied, turning back to me. I watched the determination in her eyes, the will not to let this moment get away. Quick, get dressed, she whispered urgently, her heart pounding no less than mine. I quickly got dressed, while trying to soothe my frantic thoughts. I could hear my friend bustling around the living room, the rustling sound of bags he was going through. You don't think he knows, do you? I asked softly, with panic rising in my voice. No, he can't, she replied, her lip trembling nervously, while on her face fear and excitement wrestled for dominance. Let's act normal. We'll figure it out. We exchanged one last look and prepared to return to reality. I stepped out of the closet, still with my heart pounding, joining the living room just as my friend turned toward us with a big smile. Ah, there you are. I was starting to think you were trying to avoid me, he said jokily, completely oblivious to the charged energy in the air. Just tidying up a few things, she said calmly, while the look she gave me spoke volumes. We fell into evening, with the sound of laughter filling the space between us, the unsaid, the tension hidden beneath. My heart still racing, while tucked away in the recesses of my mind, was what transpired between us. A fragile balancing act of friendship and newfound feelings, but in that one moment, surrounded by the warmth of connection and the thrill of what had just transpired, one thing was for sure: this was just the beginning of a complicated, beautiful story neither of us could have foreseen.